No more pickles. Today we are continuing with our Criminal Minds series, and since I got this question a couple days ago, I would say your name, except if my computer is acting funny. So I don't actually know what comment this is, but I do know there was a comment. Sorry. Right up there you'll see what season, what episode this is from, but there's an episode of Criminal Minds called Pleasure is My Business, and it is the story of a female serial killer who is killing her clients because they keep reminding her of her deadbeat dad. So to correlate that with a real case, I thought I would follow this commenter's wishes by doing a video on Aileen Wuornos. You may not recognize her name, but she is one of the more talked about serial killers in America today. She was the character that Charlize Theron was playing in the movie Monster. It was a movie about her life. There's also been many representations of it in different books and 3 different documentaries, and there was an opera made a couple years ago in San Francisco about her life because it's that intense. It honestly is, though. Aileen Wuornos did not have a great start to life. She actually started life as Eileen Pittman. Her father was Lou Pittman, otherwise known as a man who was at the time of her birth in jail for raping and attempting to murder a 7-year-old girl. As soon as he entered jail, his mother divorced him. She kind of floated around for years, and then when Eileen was 4 years old, her mother just completely pieced out and left her and her older brother with her grandparents, who then legally adopted her, changing her name to Aileen Wuornos. While she was growing up, she was sexually abused and physically beaten by her grandfather because of the fact that sex was kind of always this thing that was in her life as just like a barter system, like life is easier if I just kind of give it to him. So she just kind of gave herself to her classmates as well, this time in exchange for cigarettes, drugs, and food. She started doing that by the age of 12. However, by the age of 14, her grandfather had apparently been sharing her with his friends because one of his friends got her pregnant. 9 months later, she had the baby in a house for unwed mothers and stopped going to school, and then her grandfather kicked her out of the house, and then she lived in the woods near her old home. While living out in the woods, the only way she could make money for food and cigarettes and drugs was to again prostitute herself. She earned enough money that by the time she was 20, she moved down to Florida and married a 69-year-old man because he had a whole bunch of money, but she was still really angry, and she actually attacked him with his own cane, and then their marriage was annulled after only 9 weeks. She kept doing a whole bunch of like petty crimes like Grand Theft Auto and mugging people and like stealing things. The only thing that actually put her in prison was robbing a convenience store in 1981. The only thing she left with was $35 and 2 packs of cigarettes, and that put her in jail for a year. She continued bouncing around for several years, then she met her girlfriend Tria Moore in 1988. It was the following year in 1989 that Eileen started killing people. The reason why she said she started was because at the time she was still supporting herself and now her girlfriend through her prostitution earnings. One man attempted to rape her, so she said she killed him in self-defense. Now he was a convicted rapist, so this is entirely possible, but she was also a ticking time bomb. So if it wasn't him on that day, it would have been someone else on some other day. Over the next year, she actually killed 7 different men who had all stopped to take advantage of her prostitution business, and she perceived some sort of threat from them. Or there's also been speculation that she was using the extra money that she got from killing them and robbing their pockets to keep her girlfriend in style. Every single time she killed someone, they got a brand new car, they got money, whatever money was in his pockets, and they lived a little bit better for a few months, and then she felt they need to go out and kill again so she could get more money for her girlfriend. That's been a speculation. Also, it was just the fact that she was incredibly angry, and if these guys made some sort of movement towards her or some sort of, you know, any kind of inclination that she felt like she was slightly in danger, she killed them immediately without thought. The reason why she was actually caught was because she got into an accident with the car. She left the scene of the crime, but someone was actually able to describe the car and describe the driver. They described her. They abandoned the car, and then when they went to check the car for prints and everything, they found her prints in it, and since she'd been in jail, they had her prints, so they knew exactly who she was. So they arrested her on the fact that she had left the scene of the crime. However, they had impounded several of the other cars that she had, you know, borrowed and abandoned over the long period of time. They saw her prints in all of them, but you know, prints are kind of circumstantial, especially because she is a prostitute. Once Eileen was in prison, they got her girlfriend to call her several times, and over time, with supervision from the police, got Eileen to confess to the murders. So it was this woman who she'd been killing for and trying to keep her through doing all these horrible acts who actually turned her in the end. Which is really sad. It was the anger that really did her in, but it's sad to say that like she really was able to connect with someone for once, and they were the reason why she went to jail. So then she went to trial, several different trials in fact. As we said before, the judge doesn't want the jury to be overwhelmed with too many facts. So from 1991 to 1993, she was in several different trials, and over the course of all those trials, she got the death penalty 6 times. She was never actually charged for the 7th murder because they never found his body and there was no real evidence to tie her to that guy. She stayed on death row for 12 years, which she absolutely hated, and then she was finally put to rest on October 9th, 2002. She's one of those people who you kind of think, okay, well, if one of those pieces was gone, would she still be the person that she ended up being? Maybe if she didn't have this father to look to who was also a killer. Maybe if her grandfather hadn't molested her. Maybe if she'd been able to stay in school and not been thrown out of her grandfather's house, would she have ended up as she did? So sad. If you want to see the episode of Criminal Minds, Pleasures of My Business, the link is right down there. I've already gotten a couple questions for next weekend, next Sunday. Give me some more comments that you would like to be answered. I absolutely love you guys. You guys rock out loud. I love you so much, even though you make me drink pickle juice. Please remember to like, favorite, and subscribe so you can see more awesome videos. And I will see you guys tomorrow.